Hello students, in a software process project management, next we are having a performance measure used to evaluate the efficiency of an investment or compare the efficiency of number of different investments. So to calculate ROI and means return of investment. Okay, that is nothing but whatever you are investing, you should able to capable to get in return. Okay, that is you are spending on the project 1 lakh rupees, you should be able to be returning that budget. Okay, that is what the ROI benefit of the investment is divided by the cost of investment. The result is expressed as a percentage of a ratio, that is nothing but ROI equal to gain from investment cost of invest minus cost of investment by cost of investment. So it is very important. ROI is calculated by gain from investment minus cost of investment divided by cost of investment, that is how much you have got. That is you are spending 2 lakhs on your project, how much you are going to be returned on that project. Okay, it is success or not. So a return on investment is very popular metric because it is versatility and simplicity. Okay, that is, if an investment does not have a positive ROI, or if there are other opportunities with higher ROI, then the investment should be not be undertaken. That is, project size as to team strength could be trivial size, that is one person. Small size, you are taking 5%. Moderate means you are taking 25%. Large size you are taking 125%. Huge size you are taking 625% into the company. That is, more the size, the greater the cost of the management overhead. Yes or no? Okay. So communication synchronization among the various projects are also, or modules are also very huge in size. Okay, now reduce the software size. What happening, the less software we are writing, the better project in management and for product quality. So the cost of the software is not just in the cost of the coding alone. Okay, not only your whatever you are spending is not only for from staff, for project, for environment, for your softwares you are taking. Okay, you have to spend on them also. Okay, so it is also in analysis of requirements. Okay, so design, review of requirement, design and coding. Okay, first you have to design your product, next you there will be a review on your what requirements you have taken, what is the design you have done, and what are the coding you are going to write. After that, test planning and preparation is done. Okay, next testing. Whenever you are performing this testing, you will be getting the bugs or errors. So bug fix. Next, regression testing you have to do. In that, coding takes around 15% of development cost. Clearly, if we reduce 15 hours of coding, we can directly reduce 100 hours of development effect. Yes or no? Okay, automatically when you are reducing the code, the time is also reducing, effort is also reducing, and also reduces the project team size appropriately. Okay, that you have to take, or that is based on our size of the project. Size reduction is defined in terms of human generated source code. Okay, most often the might still mean that the computer generated executable code is an at least same or even more. Okay, whatever the human code you are taking, whatever you are writing is called source code. Source code is more then, whatever you are executing also will be more. Okay, software size could be reduced by software reusing. Okay, we can somewhat reduce the size of the software. Why? Because already developed software you can reuse it. And the use of COTS means what? Commercial of the shelf software also you can take to reduce the software size of the software. Next, programming language. Programming language what you're taking should be very careful. Okay. Next, we are having in software process project management programmatic software estimations. This is the last topic. See, if there is no proper well documented case studies, then it is difficult to estimate cost of the software. Yes or no? Whatever you are doing should be well defined, well documented. So it is one of the critical problem in software cost estimation. But the cost model vendors claim that their tools are very suitable for estimating iterative development projects. Okay, whatever you are taking should be taken in the iterative model. In that, in order to estimate the cost of the project, the following three topics should be taken into consideration. What are the three topics? Which cost estimate model to use? Okay, there are many cost models like Kokomo model, checkpoint model, estimate model. Okay, many models are there. What is the model you are going to take? Next, we are having whether measure software size is SLOC or function point. What is SLOC? Small lines of code. Okay, when you are taking large amount of lines of code, it is very difficult to understand, difficult to read, and difficult to execute. So you have to take that our project is small. That is the measure is in SLOC. Okay, what constitutes a good estimate? Okay, there are a lot of software cost estimate models are available, such as Kokomo model, checkpoint estimates, knowledge plan, prices, pro, QMS, seed, slim, soft cost. Okay, these are all what cost estimation models. Okay, already you have learnt about Kokomo model, of the which Kokomo model is one of the most open and well documented cost estimation model, very famous model. Okay, the size software size can be measured by using SLOC and function points. I told you you should be this SLOC and function points should be less, should be able to measure. Okay, so most software experts argue that the SLOC is a poor measure of size, but it has some value in the software industry. All are saying it is somewhat poor model, but it is nowadays we are using this product also. In this SLOC work well in applications that were custom built. Why? Because of easy to automate and instrument. So nowadays there are many automatic source code generators are available, and there are many advanced higher level languages are available. So SLOC is an uncertain measure. Nowadays we are having automatic generated meters, but this is accurate method. That's why we are using this SLOC. Okay. Next we are having what is the advantage of these function points. It is a method that independent of the technology, and there are much better primitive units for comparisons and projects and organizations. The main disadvantage is function points is an primitive definition, and abstract and measurement are not easy delivered directly from the evolving artifacts. Okay, so these are the main advantage and disadvantage of this function points. Okay, functional points are more accurate estimators. See in the diagram, they we can estimate measures are very accurately. Okay, in earlier phases of project life cycle only. Okay, earlier only we can find the accurate measurement. So later phases SLOC becomes a more useful and precise measurement based on the various metric perspectives. So the most real world use of this code is cost models is bottom up rather than top down. Okay, you can take a bottom up model rather than top-down model. The software project management managers define the target cost of the software. So they are the managers will be estimating the cost before only. Then the manipulations will be of the parameters and sizing will be until the target cost can be justified. See in the diagram, here we are having software manager, software architecture manager, software development manager, software assessment manager. After that, he is going to give the cost modelers. In this, what we are having this project must cost some dollars, some rupees to win this business. That is cost. It is estimating the cost. After that, you are estimating here how to justify the cost. That is, you are estimating, here you are implementing. So whenever you are taking the software managers, architecture, development managers will be looking up the risks. What are the risks are coming when you are doing this project? Options, trade-offs, and any alternatives are there or not. This is the main thing to be measure the economics. Okay, thank you.